So before you put a saddle on a horse's back for any kind of testing or trial purposes, you need to be very familiar with their horse's back, even if it's not your horse. So if you're fitting a horse or if it's your horse, you need to be very, very familiar with what your horse's back typically feels like. And what I mean by that is palpating down their back, down behind their scapula. Where is it normal for them to feel a little bit tight or a little bit tense? Is there anywhere they do tend to have a knot in their fascia and muscle? And get a body worker working on that, or work on it yourself. Do they tend to be a little bit flinchy, kind of no matter what, the first time that you palpate? And then does it go away, once you palpate 2 or 3 times? Just know them really well so that you can palpate before and after each ride. I even recommend this just as a practice for continuous fitting to ensure that your horse's body isn't changing, which is causing the fit to change. So I'm going to show you really quick what that looks like. So here's Uno's back after test ride in Friday. As you can see, not nearly sweaty at all. A little bit of dust and dirt right here, but no mussed up hair anywhere. Overall, it tested really, really well. So now I want to see, well, what does his back think about it? So first, I'm going to go along behind the scapula. Nothing there. He does sometimes get reactive right in here the first time I palpate, so I go 2 or 3 times, and what that looks like is you're going to be 1.5 inches or so off of their midline, off their spine, and preferably kind of with your nail you're going to press down, 1/2 inch so off, press down and go quickly down their back. And he actually didn't have any reaction. That's great. No reaction. That's awesome. Perfect. So you want to do that on both sides. And of course you want to check for any kind of mark on their back on both sides. So again, we do have this spot, which is probably kind of right under my leg, that has some dust, but there's no hair muffed up there. So I'm not going to be too concerned about that. I'm going to keep an eye on it, and I'm going to check the bottom of the pad, make sure the pad wasn't dusty. It's a pad I haven't used in a long time. But anyways, I'll check the pad and make sure there's nothing on the pad. And then same thing. I'm going to go behind scapula, nothing. And then with my nails, down his back, multiple times. Make sure seeing anything. I don't see anything, no response at all, which is actually really good for him. Like I said, often in here he can have a slight reaction the first time you palpate, kind of no matter what. So that's an example of palpating your horse's back. And again, I recommend doing it especially for your initial fitting, but really preferably always before and after you ride, so that you are intimately familiar with your horse's back and how they feel on a day-to-day basis. And it might give you good information as far as, oh, my horse palpated a little bit sore, so I probably shouldn't go do a 15-mile trail ride today. I should maybe do some walking and some cavaletti work, something that's more rehabilitative for their back. So lots of reasons to palpate your horse's back before and after every ride, not just saddle fitting.